Hey everybody, if you've watched my recent videos, I've played a lot of my casino deck. I've gambled a lot. Said in the very first video where I built a deck that I don't think blue 4 would be as interesting, but maybe I'm wrong. And someone recently said they'd be interested to see what a blue 4 version would look like. So I was like, why not give it a shot? I will still play the red 4 version at the very least until I get a reasonable win. But let's see what this could look like. I think this time around, I might actually go for helicopters. Someone recently said I should. I gave my reasoning in the deck building video why I don't think it's a good idea, but we do get the links here. And the links at the very least is quite fast, so yeah. This is also it's also just the links, isn't it, huh? Yeah. Everything else is just pretty slow. This one also has 6 HP, the Puma, but it's just slower. Honestly, sure, let's go with the links, right? We don't get MI26s here, so I'm not gonna go for those. I will go for a big cargo. Alright, infantry. Support. Okay, support. I have an idea, some idea. One good one, oh, one good unit is the cheap ass hawk, which is quite similar to the cub. Of course, sorry, got a down with it, of course, which is quite similar to the cub. I'm not even sure if there's like a significant difference right now. Now I'm curious. I think there's like pretty much the same stats, missile wise. Yeah, no, they do. Main difference is really the chassis, but the missiles have the exact same stats. All right, well. You don't always think about this because both of these units, while I would never say they are bad, right? Don't get me wrong. None of these units are actually bad. Like 40 points, 9 HE is very nice. Um, there's still a reason why I don't see them as often. Honestly, I think if both of them had good mobility, something in the lines of, Roland, which means good off-road speed, good autonomy, and maybe like 1 ammo round or 2 ammo round. If they were like had these off-road sets, I definitely think we would see them more. But the fact that they are so slow and vulnerable, combined with the fact that they lack range compared to their counterparts, just hurts them, right? A Hawk Whip 3 or Coup M4 or Book M1, right? With 4,550 meters range against helicopters. Sorry, planes. Much less of an issue that they're slow, right? But these you actually have to bring relatively close to the front line. And I guess, now that I think about it, the counterpart of the Osa would probably be like a Chaparral. Like, let's take a look at missile systems first. I'm going into this pretty much blind-ish, right? But I don't think there's quite something on the on Osa like level. Yeah. To be fair, sometimes the Tansem does feel like an Osa with how often it misses, but I think Chaparral is probably the best in that regard. Gun-wise, it's just not the same, right? Because when it comes to Spanx, given their generally pretty high rate of fire, they're always very consistent, right, with how to deal damage. So they're just not as fun in a sense, right? So I don't think we should take a look at those. I would say, what's the best? M109 is probably the highest dispersion, right? We don't have anything as much high as the Tokchon. Is there anything interesting with MRS maybe? Gotta say K107 is pretty funny. I think that is actually a reasonable fit. Low rate of fire, high HE, but pretty high dispersion compared to like M110s, right? I think M107 could be fun. Then again, the lance. No, I think the lance is accurate, of course. But I do feel like it might have like higher, bigger pog moments, right? I think for now I'm thinking lance. Let me know in the comments what you think. Depending on when I'll play this deck, maybe I'll just let me know if I see more support towards the K107, or if you have another idea, of course. Maybe I'll switch it out before I even play with this deck, depending on when I'll play. But I think the lance is actually a reasonable contender. Yes, it is accurate, but it has a really long reload time, so you get to shoot them only that many times during a game, and it is similarly to an attack hammer, of course, quite fun if they actually get the real pop off going. Maybe we'll add something else later on. For now, this is the support tab. Tanks is an issue because most blue 4 tanks have pretty good firing control systems, or at the very least, compared to most red 4 tanks, have on average a much better accuracy value. So we don't really get a whole lot of like heavy hitters with low accuracy. South Korean M48, the one with 17 AP is a prototype. I'm just really not sure what is a good fit here. A1A1 could be interesting, but it's a prototype as well. Tanks really, there's nothing that really fits the bill, and I don't wanna meme too hard and just not take any tanks because we still want a somewhat playable tank, right? But what is like the biggest? I guess something like a chieftain might be like something that we could do because they have really low speed, so they can, if you don't have them positioned well, they can get easily overwhelmed because it's very hard to retreat with them. That could be an option. In this case, we're obviously not basing this off of accuracy, but other like stats that the tank has. In general, I guess like glass cannons might be the way to go as well, like a Nanoyon Shiki. The Leopard Ace 1 Plus, something like that. Brennus, no stabilizer. We still want like some kind of like heavy-ish tank. M1A1 might be like the way to go. That's not the greatest armor for 115 points, really. Or shall we go with the heat spam Nani on Shiki? If that works, it's just very funny. Let's go with this for now. It's a yeah, not the greatest tank tab. A recon tab. What is there that is really fancy? You could go for some snipers again. Barrett could be good. It has pretty low accuracy for an ATGM. And like low autonomy. Again, like looking for vehicles or units that are very volatile in their performance, if that makes sense. Very inconsistent, right? In case you missed it. Recently we took the 25 PD down with it, right? High HE, but low accuracy, but you get 3 of them. But if you get a crit, right, a one-shot planes, that type of deal, that of course cannot always be translated into other units. Ideally you want something like, oh, it has 28 AP but 20% accuracy on a missile or something like that. We don't want consistent units, generally speaking. And for most units, that means something like high AP, low accuracy, or something along those lines. But as I said, in tanks, it's hard to find on Blue 4. And then recon units, how do we even like. We don't want just trash units, right? That's the thing. Something like a Sonderwagen is kind of a trash unit, right? Even if it hits, it doesn't even do anything. Of course, we can always argue like, oh, but if it gets like the finishing kill on like a 1 HP super heavy. But those are not the scenarios we're basing this off, right? We still want units that, if they manage to like even just hit, they get a lot of value. But those units are just rare on Blue 4. Especially like in stuff like the Regan tab. So I just can't think of like what to have in terms of helicopters, right? I have something like a Kiowa warrior. It's very loose fit though. It's kind of glass cannony, and like it doesn't have the like speed or HP to really survive, I guess. So maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but it's the closest thing that I can think of. Vehicles, we have the Ferret, infantry. We had the VMF because you can really beam around with a silent sniper. I guess cavalry scouts, right? Let's go with cavalry scouts. This is for now recon tab. Vehicle tab. Striker is kind of like a ferret, but at the same time we already have a ferret, so why do we need a striker? Flame tanks, but I don't think there's anything too fancy about them. Hot still is 50% accuracy. Milans, of course, are not particularly accurate. Ontos, of course, if it pops off, is very funny. Ontos might be the way to go here. These are just, admittedly, they do have 17 AP, and fire in a salvo of 2. I'm wondering if 5 points is worth the armor. Honestly, I'm gonna give those guys a shot. Call me crazy, but like, I just hope. Let me open the armory tool simultaneously because I fear those missiles are really slow, right? They're M class, or whichever way this is supposed to be pronounced. They do fire them in salvo of 2, so they fire one after the other, but they're probably really slow. Oh yeah, they are slow. They are Malyutka level. But I mean, 30%, you know, I'll give him a shot. It can be like our anti-IV, you know? But god, the actors. If at least they had like more AP. I'm really thinking, but I think at this price range, the 5 points is worth spending. I'm kind of surprised because I don't think I've ever really looked at these units. I think I've looked at their model more than I looked at their unit card because I was looking, hold on, is this like the same chassis as the HS30? And is this the same chassis as the Jaguar? And then I was like, no, it isn't. But what about these two? They look the same, but one is just bigger. So I looked at those models longer than I looked at the unit card, which basically isn't the case for any other unit in the game, I think. I mean, Weasel can be funny just simply based off, well, will it reach the front line in the position where it can actually do something or not, right? That is kind of a gamble if you think about it. Helicopters. I mean, it's just toes and hots, right? And they're all pretty and uh, hellfires. Oh, of course, the heat rocket pods. Yes, right. Air, dragonfly. I don't know, but okay, Tomcat, of course, right? Tomcat is like actually a good unit as well. Anti-tank, uh, Buccaneer is an option. The other option was also be a Jaguar. I think I'm going for the Jaguar because the Jaguar actually has a chance to survive it to the front line to actually be able to fire in the first place. And because I actually want the unit that can do something. Do you have anything in terms of okay, let's just go through planes. Vigen's also pretty yeah, but I think Jaguar is funnier. I don't think there's any like really horrible Voodoo. So of course. Dragon could, but here's the thing with the Dragon. Even if it hits, it doesn't do jack shit. So it's like yeah, high risk, low reward. You know. Mm, I really want something with HE, like bomber of some sorts, but I don't really know if this. The B5 I just took because I found it funny to right click with it, right? Because if you right click even with bombs, while you cannot always go, they will not always go off, so to speak. They can teleport. They have an accuracy value, right? Which is why you very often see people right clicking with clusters specifically. I guess the what's it called? The Buccaneer? Oh, Buccaneer? No, not the Buccaneer. The Canberra. Probably like the way to go for HE if I had to guess. Okay, infantry. Well, we need the Milan, right? Probably Milan F1 because it's even less accurate. Obviously downloaded. And tank wise, I guess you do get the RPG-7V, right? You do get the RPG-7V. It's not the most accurate unit. Can we just appreciate how Givati R50 men and get the Humvee, but American Marines don't get the Humvee? It's pretty funny. I probably triggered some old school wargame players, specifically US fans, who have been asking for this for years and years and never got it. But sorry, not sorry. I got maybe once a Marder once, a Marder 1A once, right? Or Marder 1A2s with the Milan ones as well. That's an option. But we don't really have any particularly inconsistent AT weapons, I think. Outside of like low end like laws, I suppose, but they're like not really high risk, high reward, or like low accuracy but high AP either. Could have sworn, but I could have sworn there's like 1 or 2 AT weapons on Blue 4 as well. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Hold on, give me some rifle infantry. Could have sworn there is something. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm probably thinking of the 20 AP launcher that is it 20 that Finland has with 525 meters range on their base Panzerjägeri. They run that weapon as well as the Sissi. I don't think there's anything similar on Blue 4. They're all like pretty. I guess 84 is not the most consistent weapon or the law, but the law is only 16 AP or 12. Sorry, 13 even, right? So it's not even that good. RPG 7V, of course, but it's oh, that San Animals got them. But I probably want Givati. 5 points more for extra men, a better primary, and probably also a better RPG. It's honestly worth it, I think, in this case. Transports wise, like I said, I think Marder 1 is cool. This could be fun. 1 armor, kind of risky, I suppose, or like kind of glass cannony, if you will. I don't think there's anything too gambling when it comes to just take everything in a helicopter and gamble that your opponent doesn't have AA. I don't think it's really that interesting, in case anyone was thinking about that. A Blue 4 infantry is outside of like Milans, of course. Oh, I should probably take. Oh, hold on, light infantry. I forgot about these guys. Probably should take like buffaloes or light riflemen. Yes, of course. I should take these guys. And then for my last slot of infantry that I do get. Yes, I do get it. Where is it? Do baseless shots get it? Yes. I think the only 455 meter range anti-tank weapon. So sure, you do have 40% base accuracy over 30% on the law, but you only have 10 RPM and you have lower maximum range. It's hard. Oh god, what an awful deck. This might be worse. I'm not sure, man. This might actually be a worse deck. I'm really uncertain. I'm quite uncertain. I hate the logistics so much. At least we got plenty of ATGMs. Oops, where's the Mina? Just trying to reorder things here. Oh yeah, that's why it's not. Got plenty of ATGMs. Oh yeah, no, 3 squads. No way to use smoke. Then again, in none of the previous games I've ever tried to use smoke. Our AA might be. I think it's no, it's probably worse. Sure, the OSA has ammo issues, but at least it's 2800 meters range. Tanks, I would say, are worse. Maybe I should run the kinetic one so we have some killing power, but for now, let's try this. We have some ground options from Ferret, of course, and like actual infantry ATGM, so there's that at least. And we have this to kill tanks, and of course the Cavalry Warrior. And don't get me wrong, there are some quite good units in there, right? These squads are perfectly fine. These guys are fine. They're okay. They're Lance is okay. Cavalry Warrior is decent. Tomguides are good, of course, but some things for the Tomguide, it's not necessarily good if I can't talk if it's your actual only ace. But this is for now the Blue 4 version. Let me know what you think. Maybe you have some unit ideas in general, of course, that I didn't think about or just skipped for some reason. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.